Greetings and welcome to the Astronomy Picture of the Day podcast. Today's picture for June 20th of 2025 is titled Major Lunar Standstill 2024 to 2025. So what do we see here? Well, here we see a number of images put together, and you can see them stacked there from top to bottom. That's June of 2024 at the top and June of 2025 at the bottom. And what we're looking at is the position of the sunrise and the moonrise over the course of that time. Now you'll note, let's look at the sunrise first, and the path of the sunrise should be pretty obvious there. You can easily see the sun as it moves from its northernmost sunrise in the upper left-hand side over to its southernmost toward the middle on the right-hand side, and then back to northernmost again in the lower left. And that would just be showing the positioning of the sun changing on the horizon over the course of the seasons. And you notice this more often in terms of how high the sun is in the sky at noon. During the summer, it's much higher, and during the winter, it's much lower. But if you watch where it rises on the horizon, you will see that that changes too. And it will rise north of east in the summertime, and then south of east in the winter. Now, I should qualify that those apply to observers in the northern hemisphere, as this image is taken up in Canada. But in the southern hemisphere, it would be then reversed. So you would get the opposite effect there, as I just described. Now, the moon's path is a little harder to see here, but you can see toward the upper right-hand side, the full moon rising there. And if you look through each image, you can see as we trace along down toward the middle of the left-hand side, the moon all the way to its farthest northerly point, and then back to its farthest southerly point in the bottom right. So it's following the inverse of the path of the sun. Now, if you'll notice another thing, you'll see that this moon has a little bit of a wider variety of extent in terms of how far north and how far south it goes. That it is significantly south of the southernmost sun during this time period, and is also north of the northernmost sunrise. Now, that is because the moon's orbit is tilted relative to the sun's. So there's actually a slight tilt there, and that causes what we call a precession of the moon's orbit, which has an 18.6-year cycle. And that means what this timing was that we hit what is called a lunar standstill. And this is essentially the extreme of the moon's orbit around Earth. And during this time, over this period when these images were taken, there was very little change in the range of the moon during each month. So instead of having a bigger change, it had very little during this time. And it happens about every 18 and a half years this will occur. So the last time was back in 2006, and will occur again about 18 years from now when the moon once again reaches the extreme of its orbit. But here we can use that to really look and easily see the path of the moon and how it matches relative to the path of the sun in the images taken here over the course of about a year. So that was our picture of the day for June 20th of 2025. It was titled Major Lunar Standstill 2024 to 2025. We'll be back again tomorrow for the next picture, previewed to be solstice. So we'll see what that is about tomorrow. And until then, have a great day, everyone, and I will see you in class.